this works on YouTube. I'm going to guess it doesn't. It really hates connecting and disconnecting over on YouTube, and it's gonna create a new VOD that is not the right one. I guarantee it. God, YouTube just sucks with regard to this. It really sucks. That's all right. Well, it's gonna create a separate little VOD there, I think. Well, maybe it won't. We'll figure it out. Oh, well, maybe it did it. Okay, so let's reset this whole stuff. I'm going to try to get... So it's 2:51. I got to get pieces dropping on the hour. We've already apprised the players of that because I do have a hard stop at basically 4:50, 5 o'clock I could get away with, but... Let's go ahead. And what is this yellow bracket? Let's set that up. Okay. Anyway, what we saw was the pink bracket, right? Yeah, pink. Oh, wait, that's DAS. Sorry. Pink bracket up here. Where is that? Here it is. So we'll be Knight taking on Pixel Andy, and our top 16 situation continues to clarify. We've got Hydrant Dude in against Alex T. Eyeball is in against Cold. Tugi's in against Huff, and Andy is in against Knight. Yeah, no whoops, I do have to do it. It has to do with Restreamio. It's not just YouTube, it's Restream.io also has a problem with it as well, which is the service I use to stream to multi-channels. But anyway, that's your top 16 situation. You can take a look at your top 32 if that makes you feel good. The top 8 is basically that big dog bone at the bottom. And the whole thing is up the top. So the top 16, if you want to see it, would be basically those center columns, those 2 center columns. What's up, Akatu? And I will be ready to go as soon as you guys are ready, because I do have to. So if you guys are ready to start, I am ready to have you start at any time. Oh, you're a cult. Oh, I tried your alt. You're not ready? That's fine. Yeah, if you can just be sure to start on the hour. Like, we need to start at least on the hour, though. But as soon as you guys are ready, tell me, and we can start. Yeah, oh, it's 2 underscores. That's why. All right. That was my fault. What is this? Yellow? All right, let's fix the alt. What is this? 24. Okay, it is good. I like when the players show up early so I can fix the cameras before the stream starts. So if you're a player and you want to help out your old pal Vandy, you know, we don't charge you to play in these tournaments, but if you want to help out your old pal, starting early, streaming early, that's like the #1 thing you can do. So I can just get stencils and cameras done in advance. Very much appreciated. And also just being on stencil in the first place, that is the other thing you can do. 20. We should be able to copy ME20 to 25, right? Or DM20. What's up, Chroma? All right, so we will be starting. We're going to drop pieces in like 4 minutes. I'm not going to go through the whole opening rigmarole because you've heard it enough. It's enough already. He's on the phone. I like that he's on the phone. Blurp. All right. Yeah, again, players, we did request that we be able to drop pieces at 3 p.m. because I do have a hard stop at around 4:50. So, yeah, if you need another warm-up, that's cool. But I would like to get started after that little warm-up. So... Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Great. You guys are great. Okay, we're going to drop pieces in the chat. Pieces are 083976, 083976. Thanks, Jen. Appreciate that. The actual goat of the keyboard. Okay, it looks like both of our players are ready. Okay, it is Classic Tetris Monthly Masters, what is it called? Masters event. There it is. Yellow bracket round 1. Akatu versus Somalian. Let's get them started. Then introduce you to our players in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is Akatu. Qualified into seed number 24 with a 1.2 million average of his best 2 games played in a 60-minute qualifier. Akatu is from Finland, has an overall PB of 1.79 million. That's good for about 47th on the overall PB leaderboard. Akatu was ranked number 22 in the most recent Premier poll, a poll of Tetris broadcasters, journalists, and organizers that are asked to rank the best NES Tetris players every single month. Akatu number 22 in that. You can see the full rankings at premierpoll.com. Premier with an E at the end for some reason. Akatu, a keyboard roller, so plays on keyboard and then rolls. That rolling motion, but instead of, tapping the underside of the keyboard, Akatu hovers his finger over the directional key and then rolls on top of his own finger, which is totally crazy, but it makes sense and it works for him. He is played in Masters event a few times and was most recently in Mega Masters, our championship. Played, got to the top 16. That was his highest finish in a Masters or a Mega Masters tournament. Got to the top 16, taking out Alex T early out of the tournament. So that was a really crazy moment in that tournament. Alex claims he was not awake yet, and you saw Alex kind of play to that in CTWC in his entrance where he was fake sleeping. Akatu is a former Future Circuit winner. Well, actually won that in May of 2025, so the month after he knocked Alex out of Mega Masters, he won Future Circuit. Also won a Hopefuls circuit back in August of 2023. On the right side of your screen, it is Somalian. 260 for Akatu, 268 for Somalian. Somalian qualified in with a 1.15 million. That's seed number 25 from the USA with a PB of 1.63 million. Good for about 59th on the list. Somalian has played in Mega Masters 4 times. That basically every time we've held it, he has been in Mega Masters, including the first year where it was only 32 players, so was able to make it into a 32-player bracket, which was not easy. He's a 2-time Challenger Circuit winner, most recently in January of 2022. Also a 2-time Hopeful Circuit winner, most recently back in December of 2022. He's played in CTWC's Gold Bracket 3 times, finishing in the round of 32 all 3 times. Also played in CTEC in the 2 online years. That's a it's a PAL championship held in Europe usually, but held online those 2 years. And Somalian says, yeah, I'll play. Why not? That is Somalian. 388 for Akatu, 392 for Somalian. What is the Hopeful Circuit? So, yeah, we have our Masters event, which is our top tier event, but everybody who submits a qualifier into a Classic Tetris Monthly month gets to play in a tournament. Or at least since 2020 through 2022, there are other tiers below Masters. The Challengers was right below that. Futures was right below that, and Hopefuls was right below that, and then you get into the community tiers. Well, Challengers has been folded into the Masters event, and Hopefuls was folded into the Futures circuit by Chiller. Chiller wanted to make that tournament a 32-player tournament. Doesn't have to be that way. I've given, that was when Chiller was running, the kind of the lower tiers. I said, you can do really whatever you want with those qualifiers. You can make them all 4-player tournaments. I don't care, whatever you want to do. So Chiller decided to combine those 2 into Futures. But I have given Crinkle if you want to make those, you want to bring back Hopeful Circuit, you can. 578 into 19 for Akatu if you want to make them flat bracket, if you want to make them 8-player tournaments. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, you are in charge. So that is up to Crinkle now. 595 for Somalian, 607 for Akatu. I don't know if it's intentional, but it's very similar to professional tennis. Yeah, I did consult other leagues to see what they were doing, and also mined the other leagues for potential names for these lower tiers. I think Hopefuls was one of them. 627 for Somalian, 639 for Akatu. Akatu with a deep channel in column 8. That's going to be good for a single, which he's going to get. Oh, he's going to miss with that long bar into column 8. Oh, it landed in column 7. And Akatu is going to top out after missing that long bar. Somalian, you are good in game number 1. That sounds gross, Somalian. I don't want to contemplate what you just said. Sounds really gross. Oh wait, whoops. That's not. I literally hit the wrong button. New pieces are here: 7B, 5E, 4D, 7B, 5E, 4D. All right, 7B5, E4D. Both players have signaled ready, and we're going to count them down for real this time. Somalian up 1-0 as we get game number 2 underway. That top 16 for Akatu in Mega Masters was his deepest run in a Masters or Mega Masters event. And for some reason, my sheet is a little weird here. There we go. And Somalian has finished as high as top 8 in a Masters. That was back in June of 2023, went out against Gerald Freeman, who was the eventual winner of that month. All right, Somalian here, 121, 101 for Akatu. Lone Wolf says, I guess we could change the points to tennis standard too. But I don't think Vandy would want to do that. Yeah, it's arbitrary. There's no reason to do that. Yeah, something I always mean to look up when I think about it is like, why is tennis scoring the way it is? But I always forget to look it up, and it's not that big a deal. So I will just remain curious until, you know, sometime you'll just see it and you go, oh, I always wondered that. You know, back in the old days when you didn't have ready access to, you know, Wikipedia, the internet, anything like that, you would actually just wonder about stuff for years. You know, if you couldn't find it in an encyclopedia, you would just wonder. And then it would like, it would just come up during a documentary or, oh no, that's another top out for Akatu, 188. So there's a chase down for Somalian. 189 is the target. Yeah, you would just wonder about things for years, and then it would, you know, you learn it and you'd be like, oh yeah, all right, I always wondered. And that was a great feeling. And I know Mr. Brain is explaining it in chat right now, but I'm not going to read it because I want to have that feeling again. All right, Somalian going to take game number 2. Early top out for Akatu. Keyboard rolling is done, says Akatu. Oh no. The new pieces are here in the chat. A4, B6, 2, 7, A4, B6, 2, 7. All right, I will read it, but if I am ever wondering about something, that is not necessarily your call to put it in the chat. I'm happy to wonder, you know. Vandy, it's because it was originally 4 points on a clock like 0, 15, 30, 45. But people didn't want to say 45, so they shortened it to 40. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of the ways that a lot of decisions at CTM are made. All right, Mr. Brain is never explaining anything again. What's up, Black Ops? How's it going? I am happy to wonder, you know, I'm happy not to have to know everything all the time. A4, B6, 2, 7. Both players ready in game number 3. Akatu trying to last for a little bit. Somalian trying to take it down right now. But like, yeah, Sue is really bad at this. Like, you know, if I will just kind of you know, start say, oh, I wonder such and such and so and so, and she'll go right to the phone and look it up. I'm like, you don't have to do that. And she cannot do it. She has to close that loop. You know, I'll just be musing out loud, and then, well, I'll just have an instant answer. And I'm like, you don't need to. It's fine. We can just wonder. And it's way more satisfying when you just, you know, don't know something for years and then you learn it. Like, that's the best. You'll never know that. Oh, nice little Vits there for Somalian to get Tetris ready, and gets the Tetris. What the heck? The Vits. Jasmine loves it. It's really weird to wonder something but then not want to know the answer. I mean, you want to know the answer, but if it's not like relevant to your interests, you don't need to rush and just every stray thought that occurs to you. You do not need to rush to the internet. Like, you need to, you gotta focus on things that are relevant to your, you know, your actual goals and interests. And every stray thought cannot lead to like some internet search. That's bad. I think that's bad for you. $144 for Somalian, $123 for Akatu. I don't know. That's what I think. I think it's bad. I think it's bad if you just, you know, follow up on every stray thought. You gotta be able to say, no, I'm gonna focus on what's relevant to my purposes. Because there's so many thoughts you're confronted with nowadays. So many, you know, open loops. And you truly cannot follow them, all of them up. And you'll kill yourself if you try, really, I think. 215 for Somalian. There's a Tetris. 195 for Akatu. Also, I think curiosity is good for you. And if it's just some fact, then you can definitely look up the thoughts. Yeah, I didn't say curiosity isn't good. I'm saying you should not be a slave to your subconscious where just anything comes up merits your immediate, you know, drop everything, go look something up. You know, drop it, look it up. And you don't even retain it. I find, maybe that's just because I'm old and befuddled, but I think it's just like in one eye and out the other, a lot of this stuff. You go, oh, I've sated my instant curiosity, but I don't retain it because you don't have time for it to build up in your value circuits, and so no reason to retain it. 312 for Akatu, 353 for Somalian. Yeah, what's the point of looking it up if it's truly not relevant to your interests and you're not going to retain it? Then it's just dopamine hit, open loop, and filling it. You may as well just go on TikTok then. It's no different. 398 for Somalian, 359 for Akatu. DMJ says, one thing I've noticed is when I wonder about something for a period of time before finding out the answer, I remember that piece of information for longer. Yeah. It's gotta have a value significance, and if you don't have a value significance, it's just something you don't generally retain as easily. Okay, Tetris for Somalian, 457 for Akatu. You think this is a recurring topic, says Dodo Gaga. You vaguely recall me talking about this before. Yeah, I harp on the same things every single year, so if you miss a topic, I'll probably come back around to it. 519 for Somalian through 110, 482 for Akatu. That's true. I prefer doing things my own way. Tetris for Akatu and another one, 530 through 123. 7 lines to go until that level 19 phase kicks in. The speed will increase by 50%. It's a little bit harder. All right, Tetris Somalian, 2 lines to go till 19. Long bar in. Entry for Somalian, 578. And a little bit of an awkward entry into 19 for Akatu, but open on the right side. Won't be a Tetris. If you can get there, that's going to be a double. So Akatu 561, 136 lines. Tetris Somalian 654. Dirty Tetris Akatu 613. Tetris Somalian 708. Players are fairly close in PB, and they are pretty close in seed in this tournament. So no surprise to see them close here. Tetris Somalian 737. There's a Tetris Akatu 677. Tetris Somalian 766. There's another one, 795. Akatu 735. We're into level 23 now. 60 lines to go until level 29. That will be a doubling of the speed. Somalian's S-piece did not get all the way over to the left, and he was able to find a Tetris to help bring this down. So we should be able now to access the left side of the board and try to bring this down. A long bar would be very helpful, but there's some other pieces that'll work. All right, Somalian in the process of getting this board back in shape. Akatu with a little bit of a spire here, but able to start bringing it down. Open on the right side. Long bar in for a Tetris for Akatu. 810, 841 Somalian. $843 Akatu, $880 for Somalian. Somalian not Tetris ready here, and this is going to give Akatu a chance to take the lead. But Somalian is ready. Akatu goes into the lead briefly. Somalian takes it back. There's another Tetris for both. 1 line apart. Somalian ahead by 9,000 points. Black Ops says, I feel like it would be cool to have a side event for Mind Meld and Relay, maybe even for Super Tetris Monthly. Well, you need the players to be in the same physical location to do that, and so it would not be something that we could really do in this online tournament, but they do it at CTWC. A86 for Akatu, he's on 29. A62 for Somalian, 1 line to go. Long bar over Tetris Somalian. A98. Somalian trying to bring this down. Akatu also trying to survive here. Somalian with about a 4,000 point lead. The board is climbing. And Somalian going to top out at BO5. Akatu is good because he was ahead and actually was able to survive his little scary board on 29 and 30. So Akatu will take game number 3. Does this channel have much physical events? Says Dirt Block. We have had events in the past. We did not have one this year. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Van Dweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day. The pieces are here, 868F53, 868F53. There is a Houston regional event in August to fill the Texas gap. Yeah, I've received no information about it except for someone going, "Oh, are you going to the Houston event?" And I'm like, there is one? I don't know. I think it's at a university. I don't know the exact dates or when or where or how to qualify or get information about it, but there is one. So if I don't know about it, you probably need to get the word out, Mari. Okay, it looks like both players are ready. Let me make sure they're on seed. They are, and now they are about to start playing game number 4. Somalian up 2-1 over Akatu. University of Houston, August 16th through 17th. We'll be pushing it more soon, but we're still hammering out the details with the college. Okay. If you can, try to get like a lecture hall, something with like seating as opposed to like a classroom or a meeting room. That would be amazing. If you could get like something where there's a stage with like, you know, that kind of seating, that would be amazing. It's in this multi-purpose room. So like a janitor's closet. You tried to get the ballroom? Oh, shoot. So, you know, I see some of these events like, you know, and obviously not taking anything away from any of these events, but these events that like don't take place at retro fests, and there's a lot of good reason not to have them there, as I have discovered. But it is good because you do get a crowd. There's a certain vibe there. You know, like there's like CTWC Paris, right? The Paris regional. And, you know, you're all excited. Oh, I'm going to, maybe you go to Paris and think about going to the regional. And then you're just hanging out in some conference room, you know, for like, I'm in Paris. You know, why am I hanging out in a conference room for 2 days? You know, like, kind of want to have an event of it, right? So, I don't know. I always prefer if you can have it be at some event venue or something like that with something else going on. But if it's like in a like meeting room, it's fine. You know, it's good. You're getting together. You're playing Tetris. You feel good. At least it's happening. But on the other hand, it's like, oh, I kind of want some ambiance. That's what I loved about the Montreal event too. There was great atmosphere, you know. $150, but you know, at the very least, Tetris will be happening in Texas, and all is right with the world. So thanks to Mari and I think Sharky helping with that as well. 157 for Akatu, 199 for Somalian. That dingy basement bar atmosphere, yeah, and it kind of smelled like propane the entire time. Great. I mean, for real, I thought it was great. Hey, Akatu trying to survive here. He's got kind of buried hole in the stack. Gonna uncover the right side well. Recovers. And Tetris Akatu 200,227 for Somalian. All right, Tetris Somalian 257. Akatu with one 223. Stillwater Library, yeah, like that's fun. You know, you having, as long as there's Tetris happening, that's what matters. I mean, there's no question that I could go get a conference room or something and have Lone Star, but I don't want to have Lone Star in a conference room. I want some kind of atmosphere. So I'd rather not do it than, you know, than that. Like for me. But, you know, I want that to be a marquee event. But in the end, Tetris happening, that's good. Yeah, no, Mari, it's good where at least Tetris is happening, right? So big ups to Mari and Sharky. Tetris Akatu 306, 358 for Somalian. The other thing is, you know, the Retro Fest, the big one here in Austin, it's in July. It is so friggin' hot. It is so hot. It's like 100 degrees. It's like the hottest time of the year and one of the hottest places in the country. And it's just like, it's kind of intolerable. And you think, oh, what? You're inside all day. Yeah, but you're going out and trying to do other things and have other, you know, events, and people want to go there and do other things. And it's just too hot. At least Houston, it'll be, you know, a bit cooler because it's by the ocean. 392 for Somalian, 466 for Akatu. Yeah, the Lone Star Barbecue 2023. It's too hot for TV. All right, Tetris Akatu 490 into 19. It rained anyway. Well, that's true. So Akatu 515 through 137. Somalian is at 438. There's one more to go. There's the one. 462 entry into 19 for Somalian. All right, Akatu Tetris has gaps in the stack here. Long bar over Tetris Somalian 540. Okay, Akatu trying to bring this down. And is bringing it down. Long bar would be very helpful. There's the bar. That other long bar to the right side, that's going to help clean up. And he's going to try to go dirty here. All right, Tetris for Akatu. Couple rows off the bottom, column 10, 7, 10. We're on level 24. Another Tetris, dirty Akatu, 742, 668 for Somalian. He's going to uncover the well, use the bar to fill in the middle of the stack, and then get another bar for a Tetris. And Akatu still working 2 rows off the bottom on 26 now, 783, 80,000 point lead for Akatu. Is Wendler here? I am a fan of Wendler myself. Okay, Akatu still kind of burning here and losing a little bit of the lead. Somalian's been pretty efficient the last level or two. And if you notice, though, Akatu with a big line lead, actually 226 lines. Somalian at 211 right now. So this is not as big of a lead as it looks. But you got to get those points. That's the difference. So Akatu into 29 now at 885. Somalian trying to make some progress here. Bring this stack back down. There is a triple. Akatu 898, level 30. Somalian with a good board now into 29 with a Tetris 871. 909 for Akatu. It's about a 40,000 point difference. Somalian barely getting pieces over to left and right. And that is going to be a top out for Somalian at 876. So we are going to a decider. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put pieces in the chat. And while you guys are entering the pieces, I'm going to put my shoes on so I can be ready to run out the door at the end of the next match. Okay, let's see, C check, 38239C. And it looks like both players are ready, so let's get them counted down. Decider, Akatu versus Somalian in 3-2-1 Tetris. Skunkus Munkus says, as a Somalian living in Finland, you feel conflicted. Well, Somalian is not a Somalian and is living in the USA, so you should really feel no allegiance to Somalian whatsoever. Somalian is named after the Somalian captain in the what was the name of that movie? Like what with the Somali pirate, Captain Phillips or something. Was that the name of it? I am the captain now. I never saw it. I always mix that up. Like Tom Hanks has played a lot of these kind of overlapping roles, right? So I think like, oh, he's Captain Phillips, which is kind of like Captain Sully Sullenberger, but he's also like on a boat in a dire situation that occurred in the sea, so it's kind of like Castaway. And so I always get those movies like mixed up in my mind. Like I know the difference between all of them, but it's just like I have a hard time bringing them to mind. He was also a shrimp boat captain. Yeah, I mean, he's just a lot of boats, a lot of captains. $190 for Somalian, $169 for Akatu. All right, Tetris Akatu 216. Somalian has a Vitz that is waiting to be filled. And the bar comes, the Vitz is resolved. And now you just want that Tetris to make you feel like the Vitz was worth it. And it probably wasn't worth it, but he gets a Tetris. 262 for Somalian, 240 for Akatu. Now I feel betrayed. Maybe he's Somali American. No, he's not. He's not at all. Not even close. Well, relatively close. I mean, like geographically. Relatively. You keep confusing Captain Phillips and Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, there's just this whole constellation of films that are just like, you know, it's enough. It's enough already. $358 for Somalian, $295. And really, there's no reason to keep calling Somalian. He's changed his Twitch name to the Captain. I should just call him Captain, but but I don't know. Everyone still calls him Somalian. He can't escape it. $382 for Somalian, $365 for Akatu. I've actually never asked him, like, how do you want to be? The problem is you can't ask Somalian, how do you want to be referred to? Because he'll just give you a meme answer. So you just can't take him seriously. That's the problem. So if just for once in his life, he could be straightforward. You know, we could resolve this issue, but it's kind of impossible. 433 for Akatu, 474 for Somalian. All right, there we go. Tetris, dirty, down the middle, Somalian, 499. Mari says, it's funny because under comments under the CTWC 2024 shorts, they're like saying, why are they calling him Somalian? That's kind of Monka. Why is it Monka? Who cares? I mean, listen, if you're gonna take anything said in a comment on a CTWC short, you're well, I would just advise you not to do that. I would advise you never to look at them and never to type in them. That would be my advice. 581 for Somalian, 581 for Akatu. I mean, you think our comments are bad sometimes. Holy moly. CTWC shorts, it's the worst. Not because the videos are bad. The shorts are great. Mari does a great job, and the team over there doing a great job. It's just, you know, they get a lot of reach, and so there's a lot of people who don't know the Tetris scene that are getting exposed to it through that. And, well, you just get the whole gamut of humanity commenting on things they don't know what it is. Oh, Somalian is gonna top out the reverse sweep. I did not put the thing on there, but it was a reverse sweep. Akatu, you are good, and you will be facing Dengler in round number 2. Somalian, you had him on the ropes, but it was not to be this month. GG's to you. Okay. We're going to switch that to round 2, get the hearts out of the way, go find the players that we need to put where they are. All right, so Akatu, you are going to be not here. You're going to be in another place. And Somalian, sorry to get rid of you so abruptly, but I must do it. I've seen a commenter say beautiful legs to a player twice. Yeah, I think that's the stuff that bothers me the most, is when people are like all like that to play, you know, and they're like, oh, I have the biggest crush on this person, or this person is so beautiful. And it's like, you know, some of these people are not really of an age where it's appropriate to do that. And you also, even if they are of an age where it's appropriate to do that, you don't need to do that. It's fine. Like, you don't need to comment about people's attractiveness. Nobody asked you, all right? They're not looking for you, and they're not going to read your comment and go, oh, this person finds me attractive. Let me see if they want to date. Like, nothing's going to happen. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Don't do it. If you're one of these people commenting on people's attractiveness in a comment on the internet, like, it's honestly, it's pathetic. Not gonna lie. Like, not everything you think has to be expressed and typed into a chat, a comment box. All right, so we're gonna wait for Dengler. Let's flip Let's flip around Akatu. Oh, wait, I just flipped around Akatu's game. That was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to flip around the camera. Oh, Vandy fanfic. Oh my god, fanfic is fine. Slashfic not good. Fanfic is fine. All right, we're gonna try to track down the Dengler. I mean, fanfic is still bad. I mean, but it's harmless, mostly harmless. And Dengler is here. All the stars are here. Dengler is here. That is good to know. Why is everyone's... I think everyone's backwards. No, all right. He's not backwards. He's fine. I think the worst place for those comments is Facebook, because like people are posting under their real names. I don't know. At least when it's anonymous, it's kind of like, who cares? But and then you can see they usually got their like profile pic there, and you can just see like, yeah, you know, all right, even if well, it's like that person's not looking for you, guy. All right. they're not looking for you. Why do you have no Akatu blue face? It was too blue, so I dug around in some VODs and tried to get something, and mostly it's just what we see Akatu doing right here. It was too blue. Yeah, there's a blue headshot of you somewhere. It's just very blue. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and give these players some pieces. Hopefully they are ready to start. Yeah, Josh Camo says, what a cutie. Some grandpa posting on a 21-year-old's video. I mean, I wish it were that benign, but some of it's like really... Like, dude, you are publishing under your name. Like, what are you doing? All right, 564C66. Dengler versus Akatu. It is round 2 in the yellow bracket. Dengler versus Akatu. The winner of this will move on to the top 16. Let's see who it's going to be in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Starting off with the Loozio. Luzio. Ask your doctor if Luzio is right for you. Okay, we are underway here in round 2, yellow bracket. Dengler versus Akatu. On the left side of your screen, it is Dengler, who got a round 1 bye in virtue of his top 16 qualifier. That was good for a round, a seed number 9. There's a 1.44 million. That was his Average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. Dengler's overall PB is 5.43 million. That's good for about 14th on the overall PB leaderboard. Dengler was ranked number 6th in the most recent Premier poll. You can check out the full rankings over at premierpoll.com. Premier with an E at the end. Dengler is a 4-time semi-finalist in the Masters event. And most recently, last month, was a semi-finalist. Looking to make a run for his first finals appearance. He's also played in Mega Masters 3 times, finishing as high as top 8, which he did 2 months ago. So Dengler, a player on the rise over the last year or so. Was the first player ever to get a perfect max. You can see the story of the perfect max out in a new YouTube video. Just came out, like a week ago, something like that, or 2 weeks ago. Game Scout back posting videos on YouTube. And Dengler, of course, figures very heavily into that one. Dengler also has the first and only 1.5 million transition into 29, at least as of the time when I looked this up a week ago. Dengler, a 2-time Challenger Circuit winner, most recently January 2024, Future Circuit back in August, 3-time CTWC Gold player, finishing as high as the top 4. That was in 2024. Won the Northeast qualifier last year and also the winner of the CT12, the Classic Tetris Level 12 tournament in 2024. Dengler at 306, 323 for Akatu. And on the right side of your screen, it is Akatu, who defeated Somalian captain in round 1 to make it here to round 2. Akatu, 24 seed with a 1.20 million qualifier from Finland with a 1.79 overall PB, ranked number 22 in that Premier poll. Had his best finish in a CTM event in Mega Masters. That was in the top 16. He finished in the top 16, defeating Alex T along the way, which was totally upset. It totally upset a lot of people's bracket and expectations. Of course, that wouldn't worry Alex too much, as he would go on to win CTWC yet again. Just about a month and a half later, something like that. Akatu has been in Mega Masters 2 times, and that, of course, was his best finish in a Masters event. A 2-time Future Circuit winner, most recently last month, won Future Circuit, and also won Hopeful Circuit back in August of 2023. A keyboard roller, so playing on keyboard and rolling, no, not smacking the underside of the keyboard, but hovering his fingers over the directional keys and then drumming on top of his own finger, which is totally weird, but it works. 519 for Dengler, 558 for Akatu. The winner of this match will move on to the round of 16. That will be against ID Kirby. Dengler with that dirty Tetris column 9. Observic says, I guess it would be fun to see a 100-player bracket. I mean, I guess so. I mean, we could do that. It wouldn't be that bad. But I think the results would be pretty much what they would be if you did a 32-player bracket. 604 for Dengler. He's on 19. 644 for Akatu. A big, big pace here on 19 for Akatu. I mean, we could do it. I wouldn't want to do it in a non-flat bracket format. I mean, can you imagine, like, you know, meme #1 seed taking on, like, some poor, like, community tournament tier? What tier would that be? That'd be like tier 4 or something, like, or tier. I don't know. What would it be? 64 for the top, and then 16. Yeah, it'd be something like tier 4. Like, they would just get destroyed by meme. 741 for Dengler, 777 for Akatu. So Dengler back by about 35,000 points. Oh, that's true. Pumpy is doing a 100-player tournament next month. That is a one-day tournament taking place on nestris.org. I don't really know the entire format for that, Pumpy. If you want to drop a link, if you have a link or whatever, it's information about that. But that should be a fun tournament. Start.gg one night is happening in an hour. It's happening in an hour? I thought it was next month. I didn't even know that. I thought it was next month. Okay, 985 for Akatu. 878 for Dengler. Oh, this is a test tournament, 16-player tournament. All right. Okay, so that's really, yeah, the 100-player tournament is next month. All right, the max out for Akatu on 26, A58. Dengler with the 986. Steel CE says, meme would destroy some, like, random Tetris player like SV. Yeah, for real. Can you imagine meme just going against, like, random people like SV? B31 for Akatu, A55 for Dengler. Of course, that joke was like an hour and a half ago, so people walking in right now says, what do you mean? SV, he's a great player. Why would you know? All right. A95 for Dengler, B67 for Akatu. Tetris for Akatu, C75 on 29. Dengler at B20. He's back by about 190,000 points. There's a big disparity in PB overall, but, you know, this is a 39 cap, so we'll see what Akatu can do here. Oh, no, that left side for Akatu. Can he get anything over? He's trying to... Oh, no, that's going to be it. So Akatu tops out at D39. Chase down target for Dengler is D40. He's got 55 lines to work with. He's got to chase down about 69,000 points right now. Tetris for Dengler. That left side going to leave some gaps here. It's going to slow him down. He's still got plenty of time. Tetris is on 35. Are worth 43,200. So he's now 2 Tetrises and change away. He's set up for one, blocks the well. Long bar over, Tetris, Dengler, C85. Tetris is now worth 44,400. And so now he's within range, a Tetris would win it. Does not have to get the Tetris, but could do it. Gonna take that triple. D19, 20,000 to go. And needs a bar and gets the bar over and will chase it down, Dengler, and take game number 1. Yeah, a triple on that level is worth about 11,000. So he would have needed 2 of them. So really at that point, needed to get a Tetris in. And, I mean, could have gotten some triples along the way, but all right, there you go. Dengler with the chase down takes game number 1. New pieces for the players are going to drop in chat. You can take a moment if you need it. Not too many moments, but a moment. Ravioli says, get dangled. Rude. Oh my God. That was a good game for both of them, really. And great pace for Akatu. I mean, what, Akatu topped out level 31. Okay, both players are ready. Let's make sure they're on seed. They are, and they are about to start playing Tetris for you in game number 2. Dengler up 1 game to none. Pumpy, are you going to do any streams with that? Or is there a stream going on with your 1 day? I don't necessarily mean for tomorrow, but which it's good to know if there's a stream going on. But especially for the 1 day, like, you know, like, how's that going to work? Well, you should have multiple streams going there, Pumpy, for that one, for the July one. Okay, we're underway in game number 2. Dengler up 1 game to none. 38,000 for him as we get started. 95,000 for Akatu. Tetris Dengler 85. Could have the players stream themselves. Well, can't you go and like view the games, or like if you had a list of participants and they were in your friends list, you can just kind of go check in on the games and see what they do. I don't know. There's got to be a way to do that. Right. Yeah. You can't stream everything, right? No, of course not. These two players have met up exactly 1 time before. That was in the CTL season 29. And Dengler took that one 3 games to 2. And so a decider potentially in the offing between these two. All right, Dirty Tetris Dengler. I think that was column 8. One row off the bottom. And Akatu. Okay, Akatu's going to uncover that right side now with an open Tetris well. Tetris for both Dengler, back by 17,000 points. Same line count. Tetris Akatu 363. And 369 for Dengler. But Akatu gets it back. All right, Tetris for Dengler, 400,000. There's one for Akatu, 437. And yeah, game one, kind of a change of pace for Dengler. Oh, there's the Vits for Dengler. Kind of a change of pace for Dengler. We'll see a lot of like early pacing. Really trying to outrun the opponent rather than getting in a lot of chase down situations. So interesting to see Dengler with the kind of chase down game. I'm trying to stay alive here. All right, Dengler dropping that square over on the right. Okay, Longbar gets to the left. So kind of an extended dig for Dengler, but he's fighting through it. This is going to allow Akatu to get out to a 100,000 plus point lead as we approach level 19. Dengler one line away and will block the well going into 19. All right, Dengler taking some burns here. 583 for Akatu on 19. Dengler 458 on 20. So Dengler back by a considerable margin. And then again, we did see a great chase down from Dengler in game number one. So even when there's a big disparity early, there's a lot of points to be had in the later rounds. Tetris for Dengler after a skim. A triple into a Tetris for Akatu. Another Tetris Dengler. So 597 for Dengler, 702 for Akatu. Akatu also 8 lines back. So pace-wise, it's a little bit bigger of a lead than the score differential would indicate. Tetris Akatu 771, 657 for Dengler. Oh, Dengler with the kind of pullback of that bar, the adjustment to make room. Okay, long bar over Tetris Dengler 725, 833 for Akatu. Still up over 100,000 points and has a kind of a lines advantage. All right, good burn there for Dengler. Tetris Akatu 889. There's one Dengler. We're on level 26. We're 5 lines apart. Dengler is starting to close the gap a little bit. $9.95 for Akatu. But Dengler into 29 at $9.49. Akatu has the max and gets a Tetris into 29 at A73. The triple right there for Akatu, A83. Dengler, level 30. Akatu starting to build up, maybe a little bit too high here, maybe too. Oh, that block. What can Akatu do? The answer is nothing. That's going to be a top out at A94. The target for Dengler is A95. He's at 979 right now. And oh no, that's going to be a top out for Dengler. He trailed the entire way, had a chance maybe to, if he had a lower board, to try and chase that down, but not able to do it. Board was just a little bit too high, too many gaps, and just didn't have a route to do it. So Akatu will survive and take game number 2. Commentator curse. What did I say? I just said what he had to chase down and gave him the score. So what's the curse? D39, 9D8. All right, both players are ready to go, which I like. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3. Dengler and Akatu tied at a game apiece. He topped out immediately after you said his score. I mean, I'm constantly saying things, Sebi, so someone is going to top out immediately after I say something. All right, they are in sync. Oh, no, they're out of sync now. Michael with the raid, party of 7. Thank you very much for that. Mark Triss says, Scout curse at CTWC 2025 when Green Tea and Corian were qualifying, and now it's Vandy curse. I don't understand what the curse is. If you just say the player's score, then you're cursing them? I don't, like, how? You're supposed to say their score. Like, I don't get it. Welcome, Doorknobs back. All right, Dengler in a high dig here. Ripping these pieces left and right. Dengler going to uncover the right side. Well, gets a long bar and will survive. A high wire act here for Dengler. And he now has a good stack. Akatu now, board a little weird. He's got like a buried left well Tetris, and he's got a right well dirty Tetris set up on top of it. Gets that right well dirty Tetris 4 rows off the bottom. And yeah, has a column 1 well that is buried. Like tree strats for Akatu. Saying they're on pace for something and it doesn't happen. What did I say anyone's on pace for? I just said their score. I don't understand it, you guys. All right, there is a dirty Tetris for Akatu. He's still staying 4 rows off the bottom. Josh Kamo says, Akatu playing Tetris on top of his game of Tetris. Yeah, it is weird. 267 Akatu, 284 for Dengler. Steel CE said, were the vibes at CTWC this year kind of weird? Or am I just crazy because it felt like kind of underwhelming? I mean, there is something to say when somebody so dominates a thing, you know, that it's like you just swept through the entire thing. Relatively drama-free, right? It's kind of like when you get like the baseball World Series and somebody just sweeps the other team and, you know, destroys them, and it's like, yeah, it's a dominating performance, but a little bit drama-free, right? 362 for Dengler, 383 for Akatu. All right, Tetris Dengler, 408. All right, Dengler looking to uncover that well. Just has one Mino. All right, we'll uncover. And a long bar goes in, and a Tetris comes out. 437, now 459 for Dengler. Tetris Akatu, 545 through 118. More pacing for Akatu. Tetris Dengler, 521 into 19. Akatu, 593 and 129 lines. So one more Tetris available. He set up for it and gets it. 617, 19 entry for Akatu. People are pretty upset about the lack of Parmesan cheese. Like, yeah, all right. I mean, you know, you're the misdrop there of the T piece for Dengler has him making a concerned face, but see if you can get this taken care of. But like, yeah, I mean, these are your 2023, 2024 memes, guys. You know, don't lock them into just Parmesan cheese, kid. That's the whole thing. Like, 571 for Dengler. Okay, uncovers that right side, recovers. And he's going to get it. He's not worried about Tetrises. He's passing on. He is blocking wells, getting the stack good again. Tetris for Dengler, 606, 712. It's like, I'm a fan of Nathan Fielder, right? I like Nathan Fielder a lot. But if you go to any video on YouTube where he's like a guest or whatever, the first comment is always, I bet he graduated from one of Canada's top business schools with really good grades. Like, okay, you gotta say obvious thing every time. Like, can you just not say that? It's like everybody knows it. Akatu in a little bit of a situation. This is pretty tough. See what he can do. $788 Akatu. All right, gets that line over to the left. Look at that left sign, little thing. Oh, it gets a T. This is so hard. What can he do? That long bar all the way to the left. And no, that's going to be a top out for Akatu at 795. Dengler going to Tetris and take game number 3 to go up 2-1. So I think a bit of a grindy game there for both players. And yeah, I mean, Dengler is so far behind in transition, but stuck around multiple little bouts of survival, and that is good. Okay, new pieces are here. When you're ready, players. FA 2D 47. Okay, both players are on seed. They have both signaled ready. Dengler is a win away. Akatu needs to win to force a deciding game number 5. Man, it's June already? What the heck? Ava, that clicky controller. Oh my god. Those clicky sounds. They better allow that controller at CTWC, or I will go to the barricades. Kip Duran says, are the profile images down by the flag really necessary? I mean, none of this is necessary. Face cam is already required. Kip, it looks nice. It's fine. And if you've watched other sports with individual players, you see they have a little icon of the face. So nothing is really necessary. We could just have everything look like crap all the time. Or we could try to make it look nice. Yeah, I don't know. I see it in poker. I see it in individual sports like tennis. I don't know. I think it looks fine. Akatu in a bit of a pickle. I mean, is your comment really necessary? How about that? You know? Is your comment about things being really necessary? That you could ask that of your own comment. How about that? 204 for Akatu, 191 for Dengler. All right, Tetris Dengler, 223, and great survival here for Akatu. Oh, Akatu's right side is a mess. Let's see what he can do to try to get out of this. I mean, there's still a route out of this. There's still a route. And now there's no longer a route. So Akatu gonna top out at 254, and Dengler is gonna take this one. In 3 games to 1. So GG's Dengler. Akatu, you did great. You made it here to round 2, the top 24 of this tournament. Of course, you know, the whole, you know, top 16 seeds are just filled with these final boss end stage players. And what are you going to do? Like, there's always a Dengler or a meme or a dog or a Pixel Andy or whatever, just awaiting these poor players who've won their way out of round 1. And Akatu, you have run into one of those today, so it will be Dengler moving on. But Akatu played great today. I don't know. I think Akatu, another player on the rise, obviously ranked in the top 25 of players. I see nothing but great things for Akatu. I really think this keyboard rolling thing, that is a thing, and he's the best at something very, very unique. So GG's to you, Akatu, and GG's to you, Dengler. All right, let's go ahead and report this to the proper authorities. Let me just make sure I got this in. Akatu versus, that was a decider, right? Akatu and Somalian. That was a decider, right? Yeah, I've got a little time. I've got actual time here. I think that was a decider. It was. And then the Dengler was 3-1. But yeah, I mean, I love people who come in here and they'll make like a critical crack, and then if you go back at them, then they all get, well, I can't believe you said I am gonna leave. Well, why is what you said any better than, or any worse or better than what I said? I'm gonna leave. Like, come on. It doesn't make any sense. You know, I can say whatever I want, but if anyone says anything about it, I'm gonna leave. Okay, 3-1. We're gonna show you the brackets. I'm gonna show you what we got. This is yellow bracket rant. We had red bracket today. All right, let's take a look at our brackets. Okay, so that is what where are we? All right, we still have orange and purple to do. We still have green. Oh man, we've made some, wait a minute. So orange and purple to do. This didn't, we got to refresh this. Like, I don't know. Is that like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm being a jerk, but to me, it's like, I've obviously made a big effort to upgrade the look of the stream. And then do you think the right thing to do is to come in the middle of a match and start making demoralizing critical comments? Do it, you know, do it privately. Do it in another stream. You got to do it right in the middle. And then when I like push back on you a little bit, you're going to be a baby and leave. Stupid. All right, so the brackets are here. So yeah, we've got 2 more to do. We got 2 more to do. No, 3 more to do. All right, so orange, yeah, orange, green, and blue, and purple. So we are 5 out of 8. Kirby versus Dengler, that's gonna be very interesting. Alex T, that is an interesting match to me. Cole versus Eyeball. I have no idea what to expect for that one. Huff versus Tugi. Knight versus Pixel Andy. So all these matchups are very intriguing to me. Okay. Well, where the freak did you get your headshot? Oh, I don't even remember. Why? Do you like it or not like it? I like it. I thought your headshot was amazing. I don't remember where it was from. It was from some tournament or other. You don't know where you were wearing those clothes? Let's look. I have a couple minutes here. What seed were you in this tournament? You were 29. So if I bring up 29. Yeah, when were you wearing that? It had to be YouTube because I searched on YouTube. You mean you don't keep a log of everything you wear and where you wear it and how often, so you can so you can properly so you know when your clothes are wearing out and you don't wear the same clothes to too many places? Yeah, where was this? I don't know where this was. It's got to be on YouTube though. The problem is, Zempro, you go everywhere, so how would I know? I mean, do you own that shirt? Is like, you know, you do own that shirt, right? You're gonna keep looking. Well, let me see. Let me see. What did I find? I just went on YouTube and I probably just looked up Zempro Tetris. And let's see what I found. Was it the Midwest Regional? It was not Midwest Regional. It was not a CTM though. That I know. Was it it was Genesis. It's Genesis. It's like literally almost right here at this moment. If everybody wants to go look where I stole it from. There you go. I just thought it was especially clear and I don't know, I liked your hair. All right, what am I looking for? I don't know. All right, I gotta go. So I want to thank everybody who supported the stream today. That is a nice thing. Where's my credits button? There it is. We got a couple of raids. Tetris Wars and Michael. I missed the one from Raid Wars, but thank you for the raids. Appreciate that. Oh, the supporters are here. Thank you so very much. Thanks to our patrons over at patreon.com/monthlytetris. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. And what do we have? Tomorrow, there's one stream tomorrow. And that is going to be, oh no, we have 2 tomorrow. Wait, 3 tomorrow? We have 3 tomorrow. No, we have 4 tomorrow. What the heck? Where do these all come from? I thought we had 1. We have 4 tomorrow. Oh my God, what a day. Das Masters Purple round. Oh, that's the peak wall band that's tied at 1-1. So that'll be tomorrow. Das Masters Orange Scamper Uff Weissbrot tomorrow. Masters Green round 2. Peak Guafi. Pray for internet to stay alive. Oh yeah, because Peak's internet is a mess. And Masters Purple, Tetris Time, Eliash versus Sodium. Holy moly, what the heck? I didn't realize. I thought we had 1 tomorrow. I was feeling happy. And now I'm feeling happier because there's more Tetris. Also, thanks to those of you who helped out the prize pool today doing sponsor quests and contributions. Didn't have any contributions during this part of the stream, but we did finish out our sponsor quests for the Masters event. So thank you all for making that happen. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful day. We will see you tomorrow. YouTube, you are out of here. So have a great day, and I love you very much. And Twitch, you know, I was lying when I said I loved YouTube. I love you guys.